with the bull, and I was trying to get a photo of the bull prior to Cara D and Danny and all the other girls getting in there, Shandy and everyone taking their pictures, just of the bull charging the camera down. And I was in there with 3 matadors, and they were there to protect me. And I had my camera, my assistant, and there was a special place I could run when they released the bull into the ring, and it was charging down at me. And I had to take the pictures, then get up and run as the bull came right at me, charging me, and the matadors would jump in front to try and divert it so it wouldn't hit me, and run behind a screen, and the bull would go, all sort of 2,000 pounds of bull would go boom into this wooden sort of shelf that I was behind, and it would shake and terrify you. Literally, dust would come down, dust that had been there in this crazy place for years, hundreds of years probably, in this Colosseum. Anyway, I was not getting the shot that I wanted. And the longer I took this picture, and the more times I took it, and I take it 2 or 3 times, the more I realized that I was being told to get up and run a little early, a little premature. They were being careful with me. Now, you've got to bear in mind, it's a 2,500 pound black angry bull that's charging you down, and you're standing there, you're looking at it. It's pretty scary stuff. And they don't want me to get squashed because I got to go judge and shoot this thing. But as I'm shooting it, I'm realizing I can stay there longer. And finally, they're like, "You got one more time." So I'm taking that picture, I'm shooting it, and they're like, "Okay, Mr. Barker, you must go. Quick, now." And I stay. And I go 1, 2, and I'm still taking the picture, and I must have probably been just a second longer, 2 seconds longer. It seemed like an eternity when a bull's running down. Finally, my assistant, Marcus, grabbed my camera and just ran with it, leaving me there. And when he did that, all of a sudden, the camera came down, I can see the bull, and I'm like, "Whoa, this bull is almost on top of me." I got up, and I turned left like that, and the bull went right behind me. It missed me, but only by a fraction of a hair, and its horn actually clipped the back of my shirt, ripping my shirt and cutting me, and blood come down. So this is all before I shot the models on America's Next Top Model for the shoot. Everyone went bananas. The matadors were freaking out. I was pulled off to the side and what have you. And I felt so bad that I hadn't listened to the matadors when they told me to get up. And they all came around me. And I was head down. I was like, "Oh, God, I'm going to get told off. Or I'm going to get told I have to get out, because I've broken the rules that I was told not to do." I could see, Ken Mock, our executive producer, was all like, "What's going on, Nigel? What are you doing? Are you okay?" And anyway, long story short, they looked at me and they went, "Mr. Barker, you have the heart of a bull." And they all gave me this big hug. And instead of being really upset with me, they were all like giving me this sort of big hug of like, I was like one of them. Well, the good news is this. The good news is we saved that bull. It didn't go into any bullfights, and now bullfighting is over. And since then, I've certainly would never go anywhere near bullfighting, and you can't bullfight in that bull ring anymore. So it's a sort of historic shoot. But that was one of my craziest shoots ever on America's Next Top Model. All right, so let's look at some of these questions. We've got people from all over the place asking questions. What's the hardest photo shoot I've ever done? I've done all kinds of crazy. That was one of the hardest shoots I've ever done. We've got people here from Buffalo, New York. That's not too far from where I am right now. I'm a model. This is someone called Phoebe D. "Hi, I'm a model myself. Do you have a tip to be a good model and how you can feel less insecure?" Modeling is actually quite, the whole process of modeling is quite good for getting rid of insecurities because you've got to face your fears, haven't you? You've got to be right there. You've got to be present. But the reality is that you should, I always say, don't be afraid of anything. Just in even the nerves, use them. Let them be a part of your character. Let them be a part of who you are and the whole experience, because that is really so important for the camera to pick up on. If you're just there and you're just like whatever, your eyes gloss over. But even fear and just nerves and shyness can actually be quite sweet, can be quite real, can be honest and authentic, and the camera will pick up on it in your eyes. And in a way, it's all a part of the spies. Tyra would probably say, or might say. Am I looking to add retouches to my roster? Not really, I'm afraid. I do have one or two in-house guys who do a lot of stuff for me. Have you ever accidentally destroyed a camera during a shoot? Yes, I have. I'm not sure always accidentally either, but we have destroyed cameras by accident. They drop into water, they fall into mud, they have dropped off vehicles, they have just been, they go through a lot. We always have in every camera case 3 of the same camera. So you'll have one set of lenses and you'll buy 3 camera bodies. And that's because as you're shooting with them, instead of having to change the film or just in case there's a problem with the camera, the assistant will just hand you a completely new camera body, fully ready to go, new batteries, new cards, new chips, and you just swap them out. So yeah, it happens regularly and they just get used. And I'm not sure people realize this, but every camera is only designed to take a certain number of shots. Right? So it's built into the camera, obsolescence. So they take like 10,000 shots. I think it's more than that, but it's a number. And once they hit that number, they kind of just don't work. So, you kind of just use them until they stop working. What was the first image you ever had published? Wow. First image I ever had published. I've been shooting now for 25 years, so that's a long time. But I would say that certainly the very first I'll tell you one of the biggest jobs I ever had, the first one that launched my career. I was shooting a model agency called Click in New York, and I had the idea to paint everyone silver from the ground up, their whole bodies, and we called it Click Silver, their model agency.